Hey everybody, Dustin Dale's back here at Omaha Comic Con. Behind the scenes here at the Mid-America Center. It's in Council Bluffs, but it's Old Comic Con. Make sure you come check it out all weekend long, all the way through Sunday. And right now I'm joined by the voice of this guy right there. You'll know him as Yakko,
That's
not
right,
Wacko.
Although he can be Wacko, but his real name is Yakko. How about that?
His name is Rob Paulsen. Make sure you come check him out. And I gotta say, last year was probably one of my highlights when Animaniacs got put on Netflix.
Thank you. Mine too. I remember being at home. It was a Saturday, April 1st, I think, and my Twitter feed exploded. And people were asking me, "Hey, Mr. Paulsen, did you know that? Is this an April Fool's joke?" And I didn't know what the hell they were talking about. And it turns out that Netflix, in their infinite wisdom, decided to put Animaniacs on, and apparently it's done really well. It's kicking ass on Netflix, and so much so that there have been a couple of rumors floated that there might be an Animaniacs reboot. I really personally don't know anything about it. I do know that it certainly has garnered a fair amount of interest with the fan base. So if you're listening, Mr. Spielberg, that would be great. But no, it's pretty cool. Regardless, it's been an incredible thrill to see people still love Animaniacs 20 plus years later. And it just shows the genius of Steven Spielberg and Tom Ruegger and Gene McCurdy for constructing the show the way they did. It was utterly by design that it was written to appeal to people on two different levels, so folks your age could watch it now and go, "Oh my God, how did they get away with that?" It's a pretty great show.
Yeah, it's one of those things where I if I'm with some kids, I'll pop it on and I'll kind of see if it catches their ear, and it does.
It does.
A lot of different things.
Yeah, the music in particular is pretty catchy. I mean, everybody loves the
United States, Canada, Mexico, Panama, Haiti, Jamaica, Peru,
and all that, and so many great songs written by my buddy Randy Rogel, and it is timeless, just like Looney Tunes or Rocky and Bullwinkle. I realize that's pretty rarefied cartoon air, but the truth is Animaniacs holds up like Pinky and the Brain. They're both really solid shows, and they appeal to people on a much deeper level than just something to sell action figures.
Yeah. I mentioned Yakko earlier on the cover, but no, you're right. That's Pinky on the
Yeah,
cover.
I'm also
that
Pinky.
Was a big show.
Yeah, that was a Pinky spun off of Animaniacs, and so I get to be Yakko and Pinky.
And I was a character called Dr. Scratch-and-Sniff in that show as well. So, yeah, man, that was a pretty remarkable experience. And all the actors, Maurice LaMarche, Treston McNeil, Jess Harnell, Frank Welker, remarkable people, many of whom have been to Old Comic Con before me. So I'm always thrilled to be mentioned in that company. But when you come out here and meet these incredibly lovely people, everybody is so kind. And I've been around long enough now that I've done enough work that people take the time to come and tell me how important, Raphael or Turtles or Animaniacs or Jimmy Neutron, all that stuff was to them. It's an incredibly humbling experience, and I'm very grateful.
Yeah, you mentioned it, Ninja Turtles. You can actually hear him, I should say, now on Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles as well.
Yeah, well, when you were a kid, I was Raphael on the original one, and now I'm Donatello on the Nickelodeon version. So you're looking at 50% of the Ninja Turtles in one old white guy. I'm pretty fortunate. To get 2 rides in the Turtle Van is a very unusual circumstance. And so I see folks and their kids, Mom and Dad loved Ninja Turtles and Animaniacs when they were 10 or 12, and now they've got kids and they watch the same shows. And to still be working and, being viable in Hollywood, but be able to come out here and meet all these lovely people, I'm really in a good spot.
Do you ever hear the conversations go on between the characters in your head?
In my head, all the time, yeah. Driving down the freeway and say, hey, Pinky, what is it, Yakko? Careful, don't run over that raccoon. I'm too late. I already did because I'm stupid. No, la. I shouldn't be driving. I pretty much aim more than drive. Yeah.
I'm never gonna forget that. That's awesome.
How about that? Yeah, never gonna. It's kind of like getting a cold sore. It's something you just don't forget. Talking to Rob Paulsen. Anyway, thank you, man. It's a pleasure.
Yeah. He's also got a podcast. I definitely want to make sure and get this in because it's on the Nerdist Network.
Well, it is kind of. Our friend Chris Hardwick is a good buddy of mine. I worked with Chris on a show called Back at the Barnyard at Nickelodeon for years, and so Chris became Chris Hardwick, who is so ubiquitous. He's on every chat show and The Wall, and he created the Nerdist. I have a podcast called Talkin' Tunes, in which I speak to all the people we talked about, all the world-class voice actors who have voiced all of the characters you guys have loved: Billy West, Maurice LaMarche, Treston McNeil, Welker, all of them. And Tom Kenny, SpongeBob, and I've been doing this podcast forever, and so the Nerdist Network came to me and said, "Do you want to do it on camera?" And I said, "Sure." So now my little show, Talkin' Tunes, is on a collaboration between Nerdist and Geek and Sundry, and it's called Project Alpha. So if you go to Nerdist or Geek and Sundry or ProjectAlpha.com, you can check out Talkin' Tunes. The first 3 we have out are Maurice LaMarche and myself,
Pinky and the Brain.
Second one was Batman, the animated series. We had Kevin Conroy, the voice of Batman, and Paul Dini and Alan Burnett, the creators and writers. The third one that was out last week was, it's out now, which is Tara Strong, who is Bubbles and Harley Quinn and, I don't know, one of the ponies, a very successful pony. But Tara Strong is on now. Next week it'll be Randy Rogel, who wrote all those great Animaniacs songs you love to sing. And then in the next couple of weeks, we're going to have the original Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles on. So we've got some really great stuff. And if you like animation and all that cool pop culture stuff, go to ProjectAlpha.com and check out Talkin' Tunes.
Very nice. Well, thank you for joining me, Rob.
My pleasure, buddy.
It, man.
Thank you. Turtle Power.
Turtle Power, that's right. Make sure you check it out. Animaniacs on Netflix, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the podcast. You can take this guy with you everywhere, I'm telling you.
You can shove me in your pocket.
And
See you later.
And maybe you set the nation song as your ringtone. You never know.
You never know. You can sing
United States, Canada, Mexico, Panama, Haiti, Jamaica, Peru, Republic Dominican, Cuba, Caribbean, Greenland, El Salvador, too. How about that? Sounds just like the guy.
Did you write the new nation song yourself?
I did not. That was written again by Randy Rogel, my partner, and he wrote a lyric that includes all of the new countries of the world, because people were saying, we love Animaniacs, we love that Yakko's World, there are a lot of new countries, and yeah, we know that. Come on, come over here. And so Randy wrote a lyric in which he expresses all that, or rather enumerates all the countries, the new countries. So it's pretty cool.
Perfect. It's all taken care of. Make sure you come check him out. Comic-Con all weekend long, the rest of tonight, and then through tomorrow, Sunday as well. So make sure you come check it out. Rob Paulsen, he'll be here signing autographs, taking photos, whatever you need. He'll do it. Thanks, Rob.
My
Appreciate
pleasure.
it.
Narf.